have a word for you today. Today's word is, sometimes God administers a mountain in front of you so that the people in the back of you can know that it is possible to move it. Oftentimes, I think envy becomes very prevalent with our society where we see somebody moving a mountain and we're like, I can do that too. Why not me? X, Y, Z. The only time that really happens to me is if somebody steals something from me and moves a mountain with something that is stolen. In that case, I'll whoop your ass. We can consciously convert that energy to being that of understanding and using it as a vivid example to show others, those that are following behind you, prior generations or generations being coming into reality at this time, that it can actually happen, and they use that as inspiration. We all will be mountain movers. So when you are administered that mountain and it is difficult for you to climb it or move it or do whatever you want to do with it, understand that your life is a testimony for someone who is looking up to you. Okay, this can be people that are in their youth. This can be people who are in the same line of work as you. But if you've been given a task and it's hard to accomplish, first of all, I have the belief system that God ain't gonna give you no mountain that can't be moved. That's the first thing. Okay, He's administering it to you so that you can strengthen yourself and move other mountains that receive that mountain that has been administered you in the first place. Now, sometimes people get distracted by other people moving mountains in the same type of arena that you're in, and the only reason that it can stunt your growth is that you're observing too much and not using it as an example to move your own mountain. Got to not be observationally driven, but driven by inspiration that you get from what you see. Okay? The only time I envied somebody, we talked about her a little bit yesterday, was when she stole something from me and gained what I was going after. I was so angry that I used that as motivation to get to where I'm at as of right now. And because I saw her move that mountain with what I created, I knew that I could move a mountain myself. Now look where I'm at. So even when you feel like your growth is stunted in comparison to somebody moving a mountain, God is in that too. Your belief system dictates the mountains that can be moved, as well as your potential in moving greater mountains than the person that is either next to you, adjacent with you, behind you, or in front of you. But that mountain is yours to move as a testimony and example of what can actually happen. Okay, I just got done watching Designated Survivor, and there was a Latino individual on there, and his family was typical Latinos. You know, they had a lot of family around. They weren't the richest in the world, but they were very proud of him because he made it to the White House. Because he had that example on his family, one of the episodes where his nephew walked up to him and said, I want to be president one day. And he said, you can. And he can say that because he moved the mountain to get in the White House in the first place. Your spirit is set up like me, God will show other people moving mountains around you. God will present them with their plate of food while your plate is still being prepared, bitch. But I promise you, they're not gonna eat like you. Moving of mountains, you have to believe that divine timing is a part of that. And what do I mean by divine timing? God couldn't have given me the mountain of this concert 2 years ago. But he gave it to me when I could handle it, and it's handled. Compare it not your journey to the journey of others, for your testimony is your own, and it's going to inspire people who aren't going to be inspired by who you've observed moving those mountains. I'll reiterate the word. Sometimes God administers a mountain to you to show people behind you that it can be moved. So move the mountain, bitch, and shut the fuck up. God ain't forgot about you. God know that you're trying to push that goddamn boulder up a cliff. But if he was to help you, your arms ain't going to be strong enough to swing off on the final bosses at the top of the mountain. That's where faith comes into play. That's where belief comes into play. That's when you believe everything works for your good. Even the negative vibrations that fuel you to motivate yourself to do something greater than what you bear witness to. We got this, people. Give me mountain emojis in the comment section if it resonates with you. And I thank you for the reiteration of this word.